Bonjour, I'm Thierry Debert. I'm very happy to give a presentation from Gustave Roussy in Villejuif, France. So during the next 15 minutes, I will try to present you the proactive experience and I will focus on personalized dosimetry in real life. Proactive is a registry that study and evaluate effectiveness of TheraSphere in clinical practice in France. As you know, throughout the world, the regulatory status of TheraSphere is kind of variable. It goes from an HDE in United States to an approved authorization for hepatic neoplasia in Europe, South Korea, Hong Kong, and Singapore. Indication for TheraSpheres are as below, and if you want to be reimbursed for TheraSphere, you must treat a patient with a confirmed HCC. A patient which is scheduled to receive TheraSphere have to be discussed at the multidisciplinary tumor boards. You have to treat patient BCLCB or BCLCC with or without portal vein thrombosis. The treatment must be given as a palliative treatment. Of course, patients who are candidates for surgery or ablation are not indicated for TheraSpheres. Patient must have failed sorafenib, or patient must not tolerate sorafenib, or must be contraindicated to sorafenib. Patient must have a good general condition with an ECOG status of 0 or 1. And you have to treat patient with preserved liver function with a Child-Pugh A or B in order not to induce post-treatments liver decompensation. What we know is that TheraSphere became reimbursed on February 20th, 2018. And one of the conditions from the authorities to this authorization was that the renewal of the approval will be conditional to collection of survival and health-related quality of life data in a post-inscription study. So BTG decided to go for this registry, but BTG decided to go, I will say, more in depth to understand the role of TheraSpheres. And basically, the goal of this proactive registry is to capture the diversity of patient selections and treatment decisions across a single center, but across different centers delivering treatments. This will give us a look at the diversity of disease treated with TheraSphere and maybe a better understanding of the outcomes. Of course, the diversity of how the treatment is delivered will be really scrutinized, and we'll discuss a lot about dosimetry during these presentations. Treatment safety, quality of life, of course, will be recorded. To try to describe very easily what is proactive, basically, all the patients that receive a commercial dose of TheraSphere and that are not opposed to data collection will be included in the registry. Of course, free doses or opposition from the patient result in a patient that will be not enrolled inside of the registry. The endpoint of the registry is, of course, overall survival as a primary endpoint and quality of life as required by the authorities. But secondary endpoint are adverse events, serious adverse events. Treatment expectation should be registered when starting the treatments. Of course, response will be elevated, both on imaging and biology in patients with get an increased alpha-fetoprotein level. As we discussed earlier, dosimetry is a key parameter for radioembolization, and some of the endpoint or some of the measures that will be done in this registry are just focused on dosimetry. We will look at the pre-treatment workup with MAA SPECT. We will look at the post-treatment elevation, most of the time with the Y90 PET-CT, but it could be Y90 SPECT-CT or Y90 PET-MRI. Of course, it will be very interesting to know what is the agreements on the lesion locations in between TEC MAA and post-treatment PET-CT. And even more interesting will be if we can predict the response and the survival of the patient treated from the workup, or if we can still predict it from the post-treatment evaluation with PET-CT or SPECT-CT. This is a very important point, and we'll go in more and more detail about dosimetry throughout these presentations. It is a real-life study. It's not a clinical trial. So, of course, any way of delivering the treatment is acceptable according to center practice. But there is a strong guidance from TheraSphere that we use multi-compartment dosimetry and that we use personalized dosimetry. And the reason for that is explained in the next few slides. So basically, what is the guidance? What is recommended is that if you go for lobar administrations, you should try to target a tumor dose above 205 grays to the tumor and reach a 250 grays when possible. If you go for selective treatments, the so-called radiation segmentectomy or ablative SIRT, and most of the time you are treating a small part of the liver, less than 2 segments, then you should try to have an absorbed dose to the target and absorb dose to the tumor you target above 400 grays. Of course, this is to enhance tumor efficacy, but you have to look at safety, and the dose to the normal tissue, to the normal liver, is below 120 grays of the perfused normal tissue absorbed dose if your hepatic reserve is above 30%. If you are looking to the all normal tissue absorbed dose, it should be below 90 gray in patients with normal bilirubin, below 19 micromoles. And if there is some increase in the bilirubin level, the all normal liver, all normal tissue absorbed dose should be below 50 degrees. Trying to help in this dosimetry, TheraSphere will be happy to provide Simplicity, which is a software for dosimetry. Of course, if you require Simplicity, you will be trained to this software by Proctor from Boston Scientifics. Training update our plans. You have an outlines. And of course, once again, it's a real life study. So if you are used to or want to use your own dosimetry software, it's of course acceptable within Proactive. What is interesting that whatever is the technique of dosimetry, whatever is the center, there will be a central review for dosimetry. And of course, we will review dosimetry in a multi-compartmental models. And for this purpose, the center which are part of Proactive are asked to send baseline imaging, either CT, MRI, or PET, as well as the workup imaging, so the TEC MMA SPECT-CT. And the post-treatment imaging could be a SPECT, PET, or PET MRI should be sent for central review. And what is interesting is that the local assessments will be compared to the central reading to know how good we are or how good are different software to calculate this dosimetry. In the last slides, I will go in a lot of details in the so-called Dosisphere study, because it is the basis, it is the foundation of why it's really encouraged to use personalized dosimetry in the Proactive study, I will say for the good of the patient, for the improving of the results. These are studies which have been run by Etienne Garin, which have been run in 4 French centers. It will be soon published in Lancet Gastroentero and Hepatology. But the results have been presented at ASCO this year. And this one, a study where the inclusion criteria was an unresectable, locally advanced HCC patients with the correct 0 and 1 ECOG status. And at least one of the tumors have to be larger than 7 centimeters, and at least 30% of the liver must be preserved at the time of treatment. A total of 66 patients have been treated, 60 have been enrolled, but 4 have not been treated. I'm happy to disclose that the largest recruiting center from this study was Gustave Roussy. And if you now look at this table of pre-treatment dosimetry and response, I just highlight for you the main point, which are, if you look to standard dosimetry on the left versus personalized dosimetry on the right, you can clearly see that the tumor absorbed dose went from 221 gray on the standard dosimetry to 341 gray on the personalized dosimetry. You can see that more than 80% of patients getting the personalized dosimetry reach the threshold of 205 grays. And not surprisingly, looking at the primary endpoint, which was the response rate, you can see that if you are using the standard dosimetry, only 1/3 of your patient will respond to treatments. If you are using personalized dosimetry, more than 70% of the patient will respond to treatment. This is why there is a strong push, a strong incentive to use personalized dosimetry. If you now look at the dose-response relationships, both by investigator evaluation or central reading, you can see that there is a huge difference in between a patient with an absorbed dose above 205 grays and patient with an absorbed dose below 205 grays. And this difference does exist both for investigator evaluation or central readings. Very importantly, and even it was not a primary endpoint, of course, what does matter in cancer treatment is overall survival. And as we can see from these slides, there is a meaningful differences in between patients treated with a dose above 205 grays with an overall survival of 26.7 months versus patients treated with a dose below 205 grays that have a survival of only 6 months. And to illustrate this magnitude of difference, you can look at the hazard ratio of 0.35. That does mean that if you get a treatment with a dose below 205 grays, your risk of death is increased by 345% at every time. Safety, and we can see from this slide that the benefit in response rate, the benefit in overall survival is not at the cost of safety because there is no differences in adverse events, serious adverse events. Adverse event with a grade superior are free in both arms, so no difference. Increasing the dose to the tumor, to the perfused liver, did not lead to an increase of adverse event, and I think this is very important. So if we want to summarize the input of Dosisphere in our real-life practice, we can see that we have a level 1 evidence that tumor treated with a dose above 205 grays are doing better. You increase the response rate, you increase the overall survivals. This is probably a clear signal that multi-compartments and personalized dosimetry should be performed for every treated patient trying to reach these 205 grays, and that there is a real interesting safety profiles of personalized dosimetry. Going back to proactive registry, we can see that so far we have been able to enroll 206 patients. And I just remember you that the target is 500 or in between 500 and 1,000. So we are, I will say, nicely on our ways. 33 sites have been activated, 20 sites are actively recording, and 46 patients are already outside of the study. As a conclusion, I will say Proactive will help to capture diversity of patients treated with TheraSpheres in a large real-life studies. Proactive will help to evaluate treatment effectiveness in various subpopulations of patients in order to better understand adequate patient selections. And CIRT must be conducted appropriately. It includes personalized dosimetry that will deliver optimal dose to the tumor above 205 grays, thus likely improving the result we can expect from the Proactive registry. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your attention.